This is Dr. Arjun. I am currently working as assistant professor in Department of Pharmaceutics, School of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Vels Institute of Science, Technology and Advanced Studies. So today we are going to talk about the topic known as polymers. And in this topic, today we are going to discuss about introductions, definition, classification, properties and applications. So now let's go to the content section of this topic. So the content is as follows. First one is introduction, definition, advantages, classifications, properties and applications. Introduction. The word poly means many and meros means units in Greek language. Polymers. These are the compounds with high molecular masses formed by monomers, also referred to as macromolecules. And coming to the definition, polymers are the macromolecules containing long chain buildup by the presence of monomeric units. And what is this polymerization process then? So the polymerization process means it is a process of multiple arrangement of polymers, and this process is referred as polymerizations. Then the arrangement of the monomers decides the types of polymers. They are as follows. First is linear, second is branched, third is cross-linked and fourth is networked. So now we will continue as per our discussion. First is linear. Linear and branched polymers are also called as thermoplastic polymers, and cross-linked polymers are thermosetting polymers. All the polymeric chains are interconnected by cross-linked covalent bonds and did not flow in presence of the heat. Because of their unique properties, polymers are used in pharmaceuticals. Pharmaceutically, these polymers are used as a binders in the tablets, flow controlling agents in liquids, suspensions and emulsions, as film coating agents to mask unpleasant taste of the drug, protective and stabilizing agents. Advantages of the polymers. Polymers increase the stability of drug, minimize drug degradations and loss. Polymers are used to modify the exposure of the drugs to the body by controlling dissolutions, reducing plasma concentrations, etc. Used as coating materials, and by this it can mask the taste and odor of the drug. In the preparation of nanoparticles for targeted drug delivery of the drugs, in the formulation of transdermal drug delivery systems to control the release of the drugs from the dosage forms. They also act as permeation enhancers. Best example is chitosan. And next, they improve the patient compliances and drug utilizations. So polymers classification. These polymers are classified into various types based on different categories. They are classification of polymers is as follows based on their origin of the source. They are classified as natural, semi-synthetic and synthetic. Based on structure, they are classified as linear, branched, cross-linked. Based on molecular forces, elastomers, fibers, thermoplastics, thermosetting, and based on mode of polymerization, addition and condensations. So examples of the polymers based on the origin. First is natural polymers. Best examples are chitosan, alginates and pectin, collagen and gelatins. Synthetic polymers examples are polyethylene, polyanhydrides, polylactic acids, polyglycolic acids, aliphatic polyesters, etc. And semi-synthetic polymers examples are hydroxypropyl cellulose, methyl cellulose, hydroxypropyl methyl cellulose, sodium carboxy methyl cellulose, etc. And examples of the polymers based on degradation. Biodegradable polymers, best examples are starch, cellulose, polylactate, and non-biodegradable polymers, examples are polyethylene, polypropylene, and polyvinyl chloride, etc. Coming to the properties of the polymers, there are properties as follows: chemical properties, physical properties, mechanical properties, molecular weight, crystalline and amorphous forms, glass transition temperatures, and viscoelastic properties. And coming to discussion about chemical properties, the polymers is enabled with hydrogen bonding and ionic bonding results in better cross-linking strength. The dipole-dipole bonding side chains enable the polymer for high flexibility. Polymers with van der Waals forces linking chains are known to be weak but gives the polymer a low melting point. And the structure of the polymers identifies the pathway by which degradation will take place. Next is physical properties. Polymers do not melt, they change the state from crystalline to semi-crystalline. Polymers can exist in crystalline or amorphous forms as a chain length and cross-linking increases and the tensile strength of the polymer increases. And water permeability and water solubility of the polymers determines the rate with which hydrolysis proceeds. Mechanical properties. Depending on the structure, molecular weight and intermolecular forces, polymer resist differently when they are stressed. They can resist stretching, tensile strength, that means compression, bending, sudden strength, that is nothing but impact strength, and dynamic loading, which is nothing but fatigue. Molecular weights. This is one of the properties of polymers. The molecular weight of the polymers are much larger than the small molecules usually encountered in pharmacy. The molecular weight of the polymer described as a average molecular weight. So the molecular weight of the polymers is important to describe the relations with other properties. Very low molecular weight has essentially no useful mechanical properties. The increase in the molecular weight increases the interest in mechanical properties. Increase in polystyrene molecular weight shows increase in the tensile strengths. So coming to the crystalline and amorphous forms. Presence of crystallinity has significant effect on polymer properties, and crystallinity increases stiffness and toughen the polymer due to lack of structural regularity in the polymer structure. And glass transition temperatures. At low enough temperatures, all amorphous polymers exist in glassy state. In glassy state, the polymers are characterized for hardness, stiffness, and brittleness. As temperature is increased, polymers undergo transition known as glass transition temperatures or second order transitions. So transition is a form glass to rubber elastomer or flexible plastic. Viscoelastic properties. Polymers are neither a pure elastic nor a pure fluid materials. They have ability to store energy, that is elastic behavior, and to dissipate it, that is viscous behavior. For this reason, most of the polymers are viscoelastic materials. Examples are polyvinyl chloride has a glass transition temperature of 100 degrees centigrade. This means it behaves like a solid at a temperature below. It is the critical transition glass transition temperatures, like a fluid in temperatures above the critical transition temperatures. Okay. Application of the polymers. Application of the polymers we have categorized into some types, which are as follows: diffusion control devices, dissolution control devices, osmotically controlled devices, resin control devices, and chemically controlled devices. Chemical control systems. Polymers acts as a carrier for the transport of the drugs, and the drug polymer conjugate direct the complex towards targeted organ tissue. Another system consists of biodegradable or biodegradable systems. The drug release is based on erosion or degradation of the polymers. Solvent activation systems. It is controlled by swelling or osmosis. Hydrophilic polymeric chains are able to absorb large amounts of water without dissolving. The water uptake allows the drug inside the system to diffuse outwards. Osmotically controlled systems. This device contains the semi-permeable membrane. As the solvent permeated inside the membrane, it interacts with osmotic agents. This generates the pressure inside the system, and the drugs comes out of from the orifices. Magnetically controlled systems. Magnetic nanoparticles combined with the polymeric components due to magnetic properties and the externally applied magnetic nanoparticles moves inside the body. Specific force combined with hemodynamic force of bloodstream results in final motion force. Materials with high magnetization at room temperatures are used for delivery. Examples are iron, cobalt, nickel. So this is about the polymers we have studied, and coming to the polymers, the references part. So references was taken from SP Vyas and Roop Kekar, Controlled Drug Delivery Systems, Concepts and Advantages, Vella Prakash and Publishers. And next one is Novel Drug Delivery Systems, Dr. K. Jacinda Beatrix and Mrs. Ashwini Joshi by Nirali Prakash and Publishers, and N.K. Jain, Controlled and Novel Drug Delivery Systems, CBS Publishers and Distributors. So I hope you all like my presentation, and this means a lot to me. Actually, my thing is together we learn, we grow, and we achieve, and keep in touch for more videos. Thank you.